Trying to build an effective study routine is hard at the best of times, and it is even harder when you are faced with a barrage of social media content that tells you that you're only going to get an A-star or a grade 9 or first class degree if you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and study non-stop for 12 hours. Obviously, none of that is true, but when you read it all the time, when you're constantly watching it, it can make it really hard to even think about developing a study routine and finding a way of studying that actually works for you. But we're going to break it down. We're going to have a look at how you can build studying habits that 1, are going to stick, 2, are going to be effective, and 3, are actually going to be achievable for you to stick to in the long term. Let's take a look. I'm going to give you 3 tips. The first tip: never ever look at a habit in isolation. A habit is not just something that is completely separate from the rest of your day. It's not something that you do and then that's it. No, habits form a part of your day. They work together. And the best way to build habits that are actually going to stick is to use something that's called a habit loop. Now, a habit loop revolves around you doing something after a certain cue has been initiated, which might sound a bit wishy-washy, but let me explain. So for example, I have a bit of a habit loop around when I want to sit down and study. So if I think to myself, okay, I am actually going to lock in now and I'm going to study for however long, the way that I get myself geared up to be able to sit down and focus is the same every time. And that means that I'm basically telling my brain, okay, you're about to study, you need to focus. This is a time for you to not to get distracted, for you to really look at the work that is in front of you. And I get into that mode by always doing the same thing. So when I'm in Cambridge, whenever I say I want to go study, I will go to the cafe and I'll get myself a chai latte. And then I will take it to the library and I'll study. And that might sound absolutely ridiculous. How does getting a coffee help you study? But the point is, every time I want to study, I'm getting this chai latte. I'm doing the same thing. I am setting myself up for the study session that's going to come. And you know what's a lot easier than going and sitting in the library? Going to the cafe and getting a coffee. It's a lot easier. But once I've got it, that then triggers the response of me going and studying, and me going and studying in a way that is going to be uber effective, because this is the neural pathway that my brain is following. It knows that if I'm getting a chai latte, I have got to focus because I am about to be studying. And when you start framing habits in this context, they become a lot easier for you to develop. Okay, it did take me some time and it will take you some time, but they're going to stick and they're going to be super, super effective. So don't think of habits as something that you could be like, okay, I want to start studying more, so I'm just going to study more and it's going to work. It's probably not. You do need to have that cue and that response. And trying to build these habit loops is the best way of getting that. I've already touched on this second thing, and it revolves around the fact that you might think that you should have certain habits if you want to be a good student. There are certain tips that can help you, and there are certain pieces of advice that can motivate you or push you towards improving your grades. But you shouldn't definitely be doing something if you want to do well. You need to be looking at your own goals and building habits around what they are and how you're going to achieve them. So, for example, if your goal is to increase the number of hours that you're studying, then you're going to want to be looking at things that are going to keep you more focused. So you might be wanting to, I don't know, look at using Flora or Forest or other apps that track the amount of time that you're studying. You might think about getting app blockers that will keep you focused for longer. If, for example, your study goal is actually, I want to be more productive during my study sessions, then telling yourself I'm going to study for X number of hours a day, it's not going to be helpful. It's not helping you be more productive, even if for someone else that is a perfect goal. You instead, in wanting to be more productive, might think about changing around your study methods, looking for things that are going to be working smarter, not harder. Do you see how different people with different goals are obviously going to be creating different habits? So don't get sucked into the study talk, study tube cycle of you must be doing this, you must be doing that. Because no, those are just things that you could be doing if your goals align with that of the creator who is giving you these tips. So always reflect and think about what you actually want yourself, because that is the way that you're going to build goals, because you're going to be seeing the progress towards the goal that you want. Building habits, not goals. You're going to be seeing progress towards the goals that you want, which makes it more likely that you're going to be able to stick to these habits because you're getting that reward from them. Lastly, this is a tip that I don't think many people give. And I think it is super, super important that you're aware of this. And it is that forgiveness is really important in building habits. You need to be able to break your habit and not treat that as all my effort is gone. There's no point in me doing anything anymore. That's it. Like I might as well just bin that habit because I missed it one time. You can't be thinking like that. It takes so much longer to build up a habit than it does to get back to a habit. And, you know, I'm on holiday now. I'm not studying as much as I'm going to be studying when I get back to Cambridge, or as much as I was studying 2 weeks ago when I was in Cambridge. But I'm able to take this break, and then I'm able to go straight back to my routines. I'm able to go back to my chai latte study loop because I've built it up previously, and I might need to do it 2, 3, 4 times for it to get back and for me to really be able to get into the flow state of studying. But that is a lot quicker than the months that it took me to build up that habit initially. Never throw away your effort, because missing a habit once, missing a habit for the entire 4 weeks of my holiday is not the end of the world. And it doesn't mean that you're not a good student. It doesn't mean that you're not going to work towards your goals. It just means that you're going to be able to leave your habit down and then pick it up when you want to and get back into things a lot quicker. I hope this video has taught you how to build better habits, and I hope you're going to take these tips away and become a better student. See you in the next video.